Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, I make a layer cake skirt. It's like a layer cake dress, but I don't have to make the bodice. It's very pretty.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So we all know I love a layer cake dress. Oh, this is the poppy one with the strawberry one in the background there. And this is the yellow one with blue highlights. And of course, the absolutely adorable green one, which is, I think it's my favorite. Anyway, if you go to the community tab section, if you want to know all the measurements and everything, there's information cards there that will help you work out how many different bits of fabric you need and how much you need of each of them. So this month's theme is the movie You've Got Mail, and at the start they're working out what they're going to have for dinner, and he says sushi and as he leaves. So anyway, I got this sushi craft quilting fabric, so it's just a quilting cotton, and I also have this absolutely gorgeous fabric with roses in it, but I think I'm going to keep that and make it into a summer jacket. But I do have 2 yards of this cotton lawn, and yeah, instead of making a dress, I'm going to make a skirt, and I'm going to make an easy skirt with an elastic waist because I just like being able to either wear it really low on my hip or like move it up to my waist. And yeah, so an elastic waist skirt is best for me. Plus, I'm lazy. They're much easier to make. But when you're making an elastic waist skirt, the top fabric that you use, if you're doing a multi-layer one, it's best that that's a cotton lawn, like a really thin, high-quality cotton, rather than a quilting cotton, which is gorgeous. I love working with quilting cottons, but it doesn't gather down well. So that's why I'm using that one standing up at the back as the top layer. And that way it will sort of bunch down around your waist and it won't look as bulky. All these other ones are quilting cottons, or I think there's a poplin in there. Poplin is in between a cotton lawn, which is the thinnest, highest quality one. Then it goes cotton poplin, then it goes quilting cotton. But I like them all. Poplins and quilting cottons tend to have the widest range of prints. Yeah, I didn't film a lot. So I had a yard of each of these. So I straighten them up, then cut them into 8 strips. That means the bottom tier is 8 yards long. And then I was going to have a middle tier of 4 yards and then a top tier of 2 yards. But I only ended up having the top tier and the bottom tier, and they were big enough because I like pushing my skirt down so low on my hips. I actually I forgot to factor that in. Like when you're making a dress, you have to always wear your dress the same way because it's a dress. But when it's a skirt, I sort of push it right down and then it hits the floor. But then when I go out, I have to pull it up and it sort of hits mid-calf. So anyway, that's the top, and I just like fold it over the top and fold it under the raw edge and tuck that in too. And then pinned it into place, then sewed it round twice and left holes open in the end. And that's where I put in my bit of elastic. You buy that thick elastic that's used for waistbands. And then I pinned the first tier to the bottom tier. And then I pleated down the bits in between. It was quite a lot of pleating because the bottom tier is 8-yard loop and the top tier is a 2-yard loop. Normally there's a 4-yard loop in between, but it was quite a big step. And then I machine sewed it again, and then I'm going to put it on this mannequin, but I thought I'd show you the dress first because I'm going to put the skirt over it and this is going to be the top. But I'll show you a close-up in a minute, but this is the other green dress. So I showed you the green layer cake dress and a couple of people asking about the other green dress, and it's this one here. So it's half a yard for the bodice, half a yard for the sleeves, 2 yards for the top tier of the skirt and 2 yards for the bottom tier of the skirt, which is twice as wide. Like the second tier is a 4-yard loop, which is why it's half as wide as the top tier, which is a 2-yard loop. So 5 yards of fabric you can see, plus half a yard for the lining of the bodice. And there's more detail on how you work that one out in my video from last year, Let's Make a Layer Cake Dress. And that was, I went through all the stages of how I came to making layer cake dresses, and it sort of goes through the simpler ones right through to the really complicated ones. Anyway, today's skirt, here it is, and then I've just put a sash over it. So I've put the dress is still on the mannequin, and I just put the skirt over the top of it. The elastic I put in was a little bit baggy, so I just tied it, and it's just tied at the back, but I will go back, cut out the bit where I machine sew the two bits of the elastic together and redo it, because the navy and white one that I showed you at the start, this one is just 3.5 yard, or actually 3.5 meters, because I bought it from the UK. This fabric, Fabworks in the UK, they deliver around the world. Not sponsored, they just have really beautiful prints. I got 3.5 meters, which is almost 4 yards, and I sort of cut it up and sew them all back together. But they're all cotton lawn, so they're quite light, whereas this one, or almost all these fabrics are quilting cotton, so they're a bit heavier. So next time I make an elastic waist skirt, I'll have to factor that in. And also, I think I'll do next time, I definitely want to do another one, but I think instead of having top layer and a massive bottom layer, I think what I'll do is have a standard top layer, standard middle layer, and a standard bottom layer, like 2 bits of fabric in each layer, 2 or 3 in each layer. I do like the idea of 3 in the bottom layer. I love using up all different fabrics because it just looks so luxurious. But I do think it is sort of the maximum. It's very bulky. I love it. But yeah, I had to change the elastic, pull the elastic in, because it is just that little bit too heavy. So I think in the next one, I'll swap out 2 of the 8-yard loop layer. I'll swap them out for a 4-yard, and that will make it much more manageable. I mean, this is adorable, don't get me wrong. I might end up making another one like this, but yeah. It's very cute, but I think it would be more manageable. Well, just more practical if it's got 3 tiers rather than the 2 tiers. But all up, I quite like it. Sushi! So yes, I've got my first proper make for this. Well, I made the tweed jacket as well. And I still hadn't decided what the theme was for this month. And apart from making this skirt, which I really love it, and no, I haven't hemmed the hem yet. It's a full 8 yards of hand-stitched hem that I have to do. So no, I haven't quite got to that yet. But I have been working on, because the theme obviously is You've Got Mail, and she works in a bookstore, a kid's bookstore. So I was like, oh, I could do a story time. And in the movie, on the Saturday, she does a story time, and that's how the two main characters meet. And so I got this book that I liked when I was a kid, and I've started reading it and doing like an audiobook. So I've done the first 6 chapters, and I wasn't sure about it because people are always complaining or picking on me about my accent. It's not enough this, it's too much this. And so I was like, oh, should I even do it? But I just listened to it. So I did the first few chapters, and I was like, I'll just see, and then I'll decide after that. So I did it, and it's like almost 2 hours. It's 1 hour and 49 minutes and something at the moment, which is quite a lot, but it's only the first 6 chapters out of 21. And I was like, I don't know. And this is me trying to decide what jacket I'll make next. I really like the peach one. I think it's beautiful, but the green jackets look absolutely adorable with it, because the sushi has the wasabi in it, and one of the floral ones also has one of the rose ones also has some green in it as well. But yeah, so I've done the first 6 chapters, And I was going to like do an audiobook and then record, because I'm also doing the KonMari thing. So I was going to record some of the dresses, some of the jackets, and some of the fabrics and things, and just do a compilation of all the, sort of a highlights reel. And so you could watch it if you wanted, and it would just be basically stuff in my wardrobe that I've handmade, plus also some fabrics that I'm thinking about turning into jackets or dresses or whatever. But it's taking up, like, it takes so much memory, it takes so much space to do the audio. So I'm not sure. And so much time. Oh my goodness. I listened to, like, as I was recording it, I did it chapter by chapter. And as you're editing, obviously you have to listen to it over and over. So, but you don't, like, I never like what I'm working on, because you have to be hypercritical to pick up as much as you can each pass. So yeah, after I'd done each of the 6 chapters, I was like, oh, I don't know that I even like this. But as I was doing this skirt today, I listened to the whole thing just as a story. And then it finished at the end of chapter 6. And I was like, no, I want to hear more. So I'm definitely going to finish it. So hopefully it will be ready. So there'll be a bonus episode on Saturday. You don't have to listen to it. I know it's a sewing channel, not a storybook channel, but I don't know. I got the idea, and sometimes you get an idea and you're just like, oh, that will be so much fun, so much work, but so much fun. So yes, it's just feel free to ignore it when it drops on Saturday. Probably this Saturday, but yeah, it'll just be an audiobook. I don't think it's going to be 6 hours if it's 21 chapters and I've done almost a third. Yeah, I don't think I've got time to shoot 6 hours of footage and then pair it and match it. But yes. Anyway, there will be an audiobook, and it's a kid's book, but it's really sweet. It's about this good witch, and she falls in love, and there's this other little orphan boy, and he gets a family in the end. Spoiler alert. But it's a kid's book. Of course, there's a good ending. Anyway, so yes, I made a skirt and I'm really happy with it. And I want to make a couple more as well. I don't think I'll give up on layer cake dresses. I do love the dresses, but it was nice to make just a skirt. I think next time I'll definitely do the 3 tiers rather than one massive 8-yard loop tier. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I think my next video will be a jacket video. Maybe a summer reversible jacket, or one that I haven't, trying out a new jacket pattern. Or maybe a tweed jacket, I'm not sure, but a jacket. And these fabrics look so good together. I wasn't sure about dark red and pink together, but I'm glad I did it. And especially pairing it with the green, it's so cute, because I guess I'm so used to seeing the red dress, the poppy was basically red, and then the green one is all greens. Mixing the colours is really quite cute. But then, I also love the navy one with the navy patchwork jacket. So I don't know. It's good to mix it up. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope your sewing projects are going well. I hope you've been inspired to make a very easy elastic waisted skirt, or maybe something much more elaborate. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a lot of beading on this peach coloured fabric. It's going to be very, very fabulous. Thanks again for watching, and happy sewing!